Hi guys, welcome back to the Totally Magic channel. Please hit the subscribe, the like, the share, the notification, you get the drill. Anyway, on to today's card trick. You need just a regular deck of cards and you say to a spectator, they often mention the words magic and imagination in the same sentence, and there's a reason why. Let me show you. We got just a regular deck of cards here. I want you to shuffle these. The spectator will shuffle these and give them back. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take 8 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. We'll take another 8 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards here. We'll build a barrier between the two. What I want you to do is to choose a card. But you get a choice, not only of the card, but of which packet you want to choose it from. Do you want to choose one from here or here? This one over here. So you want to choose a card from here. Okay, what I want you to do is just to touch the back of any card. This one here. I'm going to move it to the bottom because I want to show you this card. I'm going to turn away. Just remember that card. Have you got it? Good? Okay. Your card is among these 8 here. I'm going to show you the magic. You see, if I take the cards, and remember, you haven't told anybody the card you're thinking of. Only you know that information. I'm going to do this. Now it doesn't look much, but watch. We're going to take a look at all the cards in turn. Cleanly. There's card number 1, card number 2. Now don't say a word. 3, 4, 5, 6. There's just one card left. 7. There appears to be one card that's vanished. Let's get rid of the barrier. Do you see for the first time your card over here? You don't. So the one card from the 8 that's gone missing is your thought of card. Now that is magic, don't you agree? But remember, over here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. We're going to take the 8 cards. I want you to imagine that your card nobody here knows about vanished and has now appeared over here. And we're going to go through these cards one at a time, just like we did last time with these. But what I do want you to imagine is not only the image of your playing card being here, but give me a number between 1 and 8. Pick a position that you can see your card in. 4. So in position 4, let's go through. There's the first card. There's the second. There's the third. Now remember, you did say you wanted it in the 4th position. That's where you can imagine seeing your card, in the 4th position. Now we're not going to look at that just yet. Let's look at the others and count along. So this is card number 5, card number 6, 7, 8. This is incredible. We can imagine that there's an extra card. We now have an additional card, 9 cards. The one card we haven't looked at is this one in the 4th position, the card that you imagine to be your card. If this turns out to be your card, I think we can say that that imagination becomes a reality. What was your card? The 2 of clubs. That's not only a reality, but it's magic. The tutorial for this particular transference magic trick is a theme that I love in card magic. I've always been fascinated when things can travel invisibly from one place to another, whether it's, you know, a silk hanky appearing in a box and vanishing and appearing somewhere else, or playing cards traveling from one to another position. Anything like that I love. I've done this on several of the videos, but they've always used what we call fake cards or some sort of gimmick to achieve that. I've always wanted to be able to do this trick with just a regular deck of cards, impromptu, so that if someone hands you a deck of cards, you can perform this transference invisibly using any cards. But I wanted to go a step further, because although many of you have probably done tricks where you get a card to vanish from a packet and appear in another packet, I wanted the spectator to be able to choose the position. Now, once you learn this and see how simple it is to perform, you're going to be like I was the first time I kind of put it together myself, that maybe it's a little bit too simple and that the spectator will see what's going on. Trust me, try this on your friends and family to start with. They will be totally fooled by this. It really is a great kicker of a card trick. So, without further ado, let's get into it. It's a regular deck. Yeah, everything is normal as you saw in the routine. They do shuffle the pack, and you're just going to count 8 cards off. Now you can do it with 10, 12. I thought 10 or 12 was too many. People get bored of you counting cards. So I thought 8 would be just enough. So I count 8. Now I know I could do it like this, but I was looking for consistency, because later on when I'm counting the cards, I also want to count them in this way. So this is why I deliberately went, let's take 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I put those down. You take another 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you put those down. I then used the rest of the deck in a dramatic way to build a barrier between the two. You then turn these over and you say pick either one you want to take a card from. Now it doesn't matter which one, because there's nothing at the moment untoward going on. So here they choose, say, this packet. Now what I want to do is to get their card to the bottom. The easiest way of doing this is just to spread the cards and ask them to touch a card. If they touch this one, you say I'm going to put it to the bottom, and I want you to remember that card. Now you show it. Now they've got the 3 of spades. I then do a shuffle, one at a time. I'm counting. Now we've got 8 cards here. What I'm going to count is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then drop the last 2 on together. So I'm counting 6 cards, and then the last 2 cards I drop on top. Now what that does, that makes it in a perfect position of their card is second from the top. If you know another way of controlling it to the second position, then do that. But I've got it second card from the top. Now we need to turn over the top card. Oh, by the way, you do your magic routine. You flick the cards, click your fingers, do whatever you want to say the magic has happened. What's happened? Well, let me show you. We're going to show you each card. Now what I'm going to do is to flip over the top card face up, spread the cards a little bit, and say we're going to look at each card as we count. I square the cards up. I've got a break under that top card. That is their card. So I square these up, and then I grip the card exactly as I did when I counted the cards originally. Remember I said about consistency. So I'm now taking the card, tilt it towards them, and you tell them not to say anything as you count. And you turn the next one over, use this to flip it over, deal it on top. That's the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and then you say, we've only got 1 card left. 7 cards. Now their card is at the bottom. Just in a casual manner, you drop these over here like that, overlapping. You scoop up these cards and say, let's clear the barrier. And then I spread the cards. Now they're interested in these, and you say, for the first time, is your card among the remaining 7? And I push these forward like this and just move these out the way like that. Keep it casual. They're busy looking and saying, no, it's not there. As you gather these cards up, their card has now been placed on here. I then do a count. Now you don't have to do the count. You can just move to these cards and say, remember imagination, and that you imagined any card in the pack, and you can just drop that on top like that. That will get this in the second position. You need that in the second position again, just like you did over there. In the routine you saw me count them just to prove there are 8. I don't think you need to do this, but sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. So I just do a count, scooping the cards off, and I count 1, which is their card. I then put it back to the bottom. This is the Hammond count. As I count 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now their card is currently 3rd from the top. Then what I do is I just casually, as you saw in the routine, I just took 1 card off and just casually gestured with it and say, now the card that you were thinking of, you say has vanished from over here, and I put this to the bottom. Their card is now 2nd from the top. Okay, remember the bottom line is it's got to be 2nd from the top. Then I do the same as I did over here, consistent. I turn over the top card. Oh, by the way, we do our little magic, and I say, I want you to imagine that in this packet is your card. Now, as I push the cards, I then square up, getting a break under their card. And once again, I grip it as I counted originally. I then flip the next one. Now, whatever position they say, between 1 and 8, make sure they don't choose 1, because that's 1, or 8, that's the last one. Just say between 1 and 8, in the middle. Now, say if the number they give you is 5. Because you've got the break under this, you're holding the cards, you count them as 1, 2, put that on top, 3, 4, and then at this point, when you count 4, you've got to dump their card on top. So you momentarily square the cards up and say, what was the position? You imagine 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We won't look at that just yet. That's their card. You then carry on with the others. 6, 7, 8. When they see this, you've got an extra card. You say, wow, we've actually got an extra card. 9 cards. 9 cards. You imagined 1 card to be yours in position 5. In position 5, if that's your card, this is a great trick. And it turns out to be their card. Watch the performance. Go through this a couple of times, and as I always say to you guys, when you're looking at my tutorials, you don't have to follow it verbatim. You can make changes to it. Yeah, if you don't like some of the moves I've done, improve it, make it comfortable for yourself. You might come up with a much better way of doing that. If you do, leave it in the comments below. Let us know so you can share it among our small community of hobbyists. Anyway, that's the trick for today. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that. Till next time, look after yourselves.